this is my Changemaker assignment. So I did mine on Dylan Peters, who is a 9-year-old boy living with Tourette syndrome. The impact that they made was he wrote a book. At 9 years old, it talks all about living with Tourette's, the experiences, events. It pretty much is a timeline for his story of the moment he got the diagnosis, and moving on from that, from telling his friends, to telling his teachers, to telling his classmates that he has Tourette's, and what it means, and like what he goes through having it. So yeah, he wrote this book, and it's a picture book. It's super good. I used it for many things for my classes, for children's studies, for my disability studies minor. I've used this when I used to go to elementary school, middle schools, and high schools to talk about Tourette syndrome. This really also made an impact. So this made an impact, again, for me, personally, because I do have a brother with Tourette, so it personally made an impact on me. Also, I'm on a bunch of Tourette pages for family members, for people who do have Tourette. So I have a bunch of pages, and all of them talk about this book all the time, even now, since it was written in 2007 until now 2020, so 13 years later, this book is still highly talked about and recognized within the Tourette community, this is the disabled community, because it's not super common for a 9-year-old to write a whole book about his experience with a disability. So that is another spot that they made a huge impact with. I personally know it's been more recognized within like elementary schools. A lot of teachers are using it because talking about this kind of stuff is becoming more relevant and more common, as rights are being more publicly talked about, and stuff like that. So I thought this one was a really good one to do, because I did have a personal connection with it, and how it relates to children's rights. I know last week we talked about children's voices. I think this is a really good connection to that, by the fact that this child is using his voice and his way of processing things, understanding it, how other people had processed his experience with how other people had processed the diagnosis, whether it's like close friends or classmates, like peers, anything like that. His experience with that, so he definitely gave a voice to the experience of living with Tourette's. Like Tourette's isn't a super common thing to be known of, along with, even if it is known, it has a very negative connotation. As I mentioned previously, with like Tourette's is really well known about the fact of cussing randomly, which only actually affects 1% of the population. So it definitely talks about the children's right to be heard, to have their own voice, to have their individuality, to use individuality of writing and illustrating, to show his experience, and yeah, so thank you.